getting our right team culture, the right values and beliefs set in place, and making sure that we have everyone singing from the same playbook, making sure that we actually hire the right people that believe the same things as us is ultimately one of the biggest keys to success in any growth metrics for a health and medical business. And some of the parallels between the Australian military, in particular the SAS, and today I'm actually going to be talking to Mick Donaldson again in regards to how we can learn, how we can understand it better, comparing it to health and medical businesses with the SAS. There's a lot that we can learn, a lot that we can improve upon, and make sure that every post is a winner for the right team, culture, values, and belief set that we need to grow our business. So without further ado, let's go and get stuck in right now and learn as much as we can from this amazing veteran of our Australian Defence Force. Welcome again to another podcast. Again, I've got Mick Donaldson with us, absolute veteran of combat for Australian SAS, more than 15 years, loads of overseas trips, probably no doubt a lot of stuff he can't talk about, but some fantastic overseas trips. Still works as a reservist with Special Ops here in Australia, runs a fantastic company in regards to TAG International Adventure Group in Southeast Queensland, and want to be able to welcome Mick again to our podcast today.
Pleasure to be back. Thanks for having me again.
No worries. Now, we've spoken a lot about leadership and that before, but I really want to be able to probably piggyback onto that and start talking about the values and belief side of things. Without getting into it too heavy straight up, I'd love to just go, what are the values? What are the beliefs held by the Australian SAS? Like, what are the things that underpinned what you've spent so much of your life dedicated to?
So I guess it comes down to the motto of the unit, of the regiments, formed by David Stirling back in 1942 in the Western Desert of Africa. Who dares wins? You know, what a great if you're talking about a catchphrase, a great catchphrase, that sort of captures the essence of the unit and what we do, and it all sort of cascades down from that. In order to achieve the seemingly impossible, usually outnumbered, outgunned, behind enemy lines, low chance of success, but actual high percentage of real success. There's a number of things that we base that on, and our people are everything. So recruiting the right person with the right mental attitude is critical. So mindset is king. You can always make someone fitter. You can't necessarily make them more resilient or smarter.
Interesting.
So the relentless pursuit of excellence sort of underpins everything we do. So we're always constantly trying to improve. And second best is not good enough. It's impossible to achieve, but if you aim for the stars and you only get to the moon, well, the view from there is still pretty good.
Absolutely. And I find it really interesting that you actually led out your answer to my original question by actually stating the year, the person, where it came from, the African desert, 1940 something, I think you said
42. Yeah.
1942. And so it obviously means a lot, doesn't it? Like, it
Absolutely.
Just shows that the absolute underpinning of what you guys stand for actually means a hell of a lot. Like, you guys have actually bought into this. You understand it. You feel it. It resonates with you. And I think that's something that, ultimately means a hell of a lot. There you go. And
that beret and that badge, you don't want to be the person that tarnishes that image.
Yeah. And for those that are just listening to this, obviously we've got this all on video, and Mick's just reached around and grabbed his SAS beret, which is straight at hand. And absolutely. In many respects, it helps to align the moral compass, does it not?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's about that greater good. It's about, we spoke last time about believing in the cause, taking people along on that journey. So, and we do, the military does it very well, particularly the Army, that esprit de corps, that tradition, that history. And special operations certainly leverages off that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you spoke of you spoke of people, and it
Mm,
was interesting. You said that you can make people fitter, you can make people stronger, which, that's our industry. That's what we can do.
absolutely.
But you can't necessarily make people more like mentally resilient. Um,
You can build
Talk me through that.
resilience, but it's that underlying mindset and attitude. I'll take attitude and mindset over qualifications any day, because I can make someone qualified in something.
Yeah.
You're not born a special operator. We look for those traits on selection, on the selection course,
Mhm.
that and those attributes that will guarantee us success when in that training cycle, and then ultimately guarantee us success on the battlefield. We want someone there that when the lead hornets are flying around your head, that's the bullets,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Love
and you
it.
look left and right, the people will still be there with you. They
Yeah.
haven't turned tail and run. And if that means being there till the end, then that's what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if we relate that to business, it's very similar to how we like to operate in health businesses. Well, it should be any business, let's be honest. It's,
Yeah, yeah,
you sort of said, like, you don't want someone that's the most qualified. And, we like to do that with our own hiring process that we have. At the end of the day, if you've got the degree and you've got the accreditation to legally be able to practice what you need to, that's great. Just because the person, and not downplaying PhDs or master certificates and all the, additional qualifications, but just
yeah.
because someone's got more academic qualification doesn't necessarily make them the best fit for you and your
No,
team or the role that you
no,
need
that's right.
to play out.
Yeah, you got to be a team player. It all comes down to recruiting, identifying that human talent, and building it. Building it, strengthening it, mentoring those individuals. I don't care what company or what business you're in, if you make widgets or you're a software developer, whatever. Your most critical asset is your people.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, let's link that to your own business here as well. I want to be able to give you a bit of credit for the business. Right about now, mate, I'm exceptionally excited to be able to do some stuff with yourself. And for people that want to check it out, it's TAG International Adventure Group in Southeast Queensland. You guys actually have a huge amount of programs that you run, whether it's corporate programs. I know that when I spoke to you a couple of weeks ago, you said that you're actually doing you do a bunch of almost like military operations and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
special
obviously.
operations missions. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk me through that. Like, there's a 1 or 2 day event or something like that. Give me a quick rundown on that, because I think, one, it's awesome, but I think that so much of this around values and beliefs and the that side of things for business, I think, becomes really powerful in those scenarios.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, we're the company, and all the activities we do leverages off the DNA, which is military, particularly special operations. And everything we do, whether it's just for fun or whether it's a corporate activity, parent and child activity, everything has a whole heap of drop-down benefits. There's nothing done by accident. It's all done for a purpose. There's always team strengthening in there. There's always individual growth. There's always leadership. All those things all those ingredients in the recipe of success that makes the SAS what they do, we try and weave that into everything we do. But if you're talking about our sexy stuff, that's the special operations experience.
Yeah.
Hostage rescue scenario. You parachute in, you sneak in, you do a close target reconnaissance. At some stage during the evening, or the early morning, you'll go in and rescue the hostage, and then you get chased for 6 hours, and then extract by helicopter to a safe location, still in the remote bush setting, and drink beer till you fall over. That's
Nice. Oh, nice. True Aussie spirit in all senses of the world.
There you go. In the spirit of Anzac. But our motto is life is an adventure, and it's about seizing that moment. But underpinning that is we're about building better humans.
Yeah,
That's not to
and
say
that's
that
something I
the
really
human
love.
yeah. It's not denigrating the human that any individual is, but there's always room for improvement. And if we can help you on that journey by taking you out of your comfort zone, because that's what we do, because that's where the greatest growth happens, is when you're outside your comfort zone. And we do that in the classroom of the great outdoors.
Absolutely. You mentioned that continuous improvement side, and obviously just behind me here, the little word Kaizen itself. One of my companies is the Global Kaizen Group, Japanese proverb for continuous improvement, and it's something that underpins everything I do. Even in our hiring process, to speak of that again, we always talk about, I'm not here just to grow someone professionally. My job is to, as a leader, is to grow someone personally and professionally. It's a real that avenue of you're talking about, the growing the human, etc., is a really, really important part to be able to grow better people, to be able to grow better leaders, to separate the difference between leadership and management, making sure everyone's singing from the same playbook, working through the same values and beliefs, etc. And I think that's super important.
Yep, no, I absolutely agree. But another thing that underpins that whole belief system is that while you still have a heartbeat, while you're still breathing, while you're still upright and conscious, there's still a chance of success. And that it's all about that. Never give up. Never stop searching for that solution.
Yeah.
Because I don't care how small that success is. The moment you give up, you've got no chance.
Yeah.
No chance of success. You've admitted defeat. But while you're still alive, upright, conscious, there's still a chance.
Absolutely. And it's something you can think about whether it's on a battlefield in Afghanistan, like what you guys have gone through, that's obviously exceptionally real and raw, but it's also a matter of everything in life, isn't it? Whether it's a kid struggles at school, or whether someone can't get past a business obstacle or something, personally, professionally, it makes no difference, right? It's something that I think it's an innate human trait that we should be able to, continually work on and continually be able to be improving upon.
Yeah, absolutely. There's always a way. We just haven't found it yet.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the fact that you and I both actually feel the same about when talking about the word pivot and the slow, lazy type approach, but looking at more agility, right? Not pivoting. You shouldn't pivot. You should be more agile. And I remember talking to you previously, and you said, look, basically at the end of the day, it's a speed hump, right? There's only three ways when you get to an obstacle. You either go over it, you go around it, or you go through it. AKA, we say, blow that shit up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And so obviously having those core understandings, the core beliefs of what you do, how you do things, and those challenges enables you guys to be a lot tighter. And again, relating that back to the business world, it means the business can be tighter, can be back themselves based on the core beliefs of the team and the unit. The trust factor's there, the integrity's there. They know what they're trying to do and how they're going to do it. They know each other's got their back. And as a net result, you can continuously improve personally, professionally, and have a better unit as a net result. And that's something I think that everyone should be working towards at all times.
Absolutely.
Mick, thank you very much for your time, mate. We always keep our podcast nice and short, but I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's something that's super powerful and something that we all have a huge amount of respect for yourself and the teams and that you've worked with over the years, mate. So once again, thank you. Thanks for being part of the podcast, and hopefully we'll talk to you again very soon.
No worries. Cheers.
Hey guys, thank you very much for listening to another episode of the Profitable Practice Podcast. I would love nothing more than for you to be able to leave a review. I get so much joy out of listening and reading the amazing things that you guys say about this. So please subscribe to our channel, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Let's get some more fantastic information out there so all of us can grow the industry together. Cheers for now.